The term data structure means structuring the data in order to perform the operations easily. What is this means is we are going to structure the data in such a way that you can perform the operations very easily. Structuring the sense we are going to organize the data. We are going to organize the data in such a manner that you can perform the operations very easily. See here the thing is we are not going to organize it physically. The total thing is we are going to organize the data logically, and the more normal common operations that we do on data structures are insertion, deletion and searching operations. So data structures are basically classified into two types. One is primitive data structures, another one is non-primitive data structures. So primitive means basic data structures, nothing but basic data type available in any language, like int, float, char. These are the basic data types which are available in any language. So non-primitive data types are those which are classified into two types. One is linear data structures and non-linear data structures. So linear data structures are those which are going to have linear relationship. That is, the elements which you are going to represent by using linear data structures, they have linear relationship. So the example is arrays, linked list, stack and queue. So these type of data structures, they maintain a logical relationship which is linear. Okay, the important point that we have to notice here is always the relationship or the structuring whatever you are doing is logical, it is not physical. Okay, the second type of non-primitive data structure is non-linear data structures. That is, these data structures, they don't maintain a linear relationship. Okay, the relationship will not be in a linear fashion, it will be in non-linear fashion. So for example, trees and graphs are the best examples for non-linear data structures. So first we'll start with discussing about linear data structures, that is lists. So list is a one type of linear data structure which can be used for representing a list of elements. So in this linear data structure list we have two types. One is array representation, another one is linked list representation. So array representation is a static representation and linked list representation is a dynamic representation. So the problem with array declaration, array representation is it is of fixed size. Whenever I declare an array, the size of the array is fixed so that I cannot change the size of the array. There will be a lot of drawbacks in array representation or static representation. That is, you cannot increase the size of elements. Similarly, lot of memory will be wasted. Suppose I declare the size of the array as 100, I store only 10 elements, rest of the 90 memory locations are wastage. Because it is static, at the beginning itself we have to fix the size of the array. So that is the big drawback with array representation of lists. Okay, so and the second one is linked list representation of list. So linked list is a linear data structure where data is represented in the form of a node. So now we'll discuss in detail about linked list.
I'm taking it as 100, I'm taking it as 200, I'm taking it as 300. Each node will have its own address. So now this node will contain the address of this one. So that means it gets linked like this. Now this node next field contains the address of next node. What is the address of next node? 300. Okay, since after this we don't have anything, we'll put it as null. Okay, so this is how you represent elements in a linked list. Is that right? So linked list is a collection of elements. So this is how you are going to store the collection of elements. You have data field where you store the actual data. You have next field where you store the address of next node. So my address of next node is 200, I store here. My address of next node is 300, I store here. Is that fine? So this is how you are going to use a linked list. Is that fine? So now this is the basic structure of a linked list. How the operations you are going to do, we'll see. Okay. So before we see the operations, there is one important aspect that we need to consider. So that is, we need to know the basic conditions of that particular data structure. What is that? We need to know the basic conditions of that particular data structure. See, whenever I perform any operations on this linked list, I should not violate the basic conditions at any cost. At any cost, I should not violate the basic conditions whenever I'm performing any operations on this linked list. I'm searching, I'm deleting, I'm inserting. So what we do is, you should not violate the basic conditions. Without violating the basic conditions, you can perform operations on this linked list. So what is the first basic condition? So here, here we have header. Here we have a header pointer pointing to the first node in the list. First node in the list. So what is that? I have a header pointer. So it always points to the first node in the list. Header pointer points to the first node in the list always. So whatever operations I do, I should not modify header to point to the second one or last one or something else. If there is a header in the list, it should point to the first node in the list. So that is one condition. Is that right? So the second condition is if the list is empty, okay, list is empty, nothing is there, then header should be equal to null. Then header is equal to null. Okay, I hope you know null in your C language. I hope you know null in your C language. Okay, so if your list is empty, that means nothing is there. Nothing is there. No node is there. Not even a single node is there in the linked list. Then my header should be equal to null. Okay, null is a predefined macro whose value is logical 0, which is 0. Is that right? So that is the second condition. The third condition is last node next field is null. Last node next field will be equal to null. Last node next field will be equal to null, indicating that it is the last node in the list. We don't have anything after this. Is that right? That's all. These are the three basic conditions which we need to follow. We should not violate these conditions. Header should always point to the first node in the list. Is that right? So if the list is empty, header is equal to null. The last node next field will be equal to null, indicating that it is the last node in the list. So these are the three basic conditions. So again and again I'm saying, please don't follow any other notations. If you follow any other notations, you will get confused. So it is my duty to put all these things into your brain. Okay. So this data structures is one which you need not even study anything. If you understand the logical part, you can directly sit in the exam and interview or anything, you can directly perform as it is. You need not mug up anything or you need not do anything. So if you are mugging up anything, so please stop at this point, because if you go to data structures, if I say linked list, I get 100 lines of code minimum. So now if you mug up and if you miss any one of the line, then everything goes wrong. Is that right? So this is not that way. This is the way where you have to understand. Okay. So that's why I'm saying I will put this logical part into your brain. You need not go and mug up or study something else and do it. What I'm saying is, in the notation point of view, don't refer some other books because you will get confused. It is the notations, one single notation if you follow, then only will be on the comfortable zone. Is that right? So that's why I'm telling, follow this notations only. The code, the algorithms whichever we'll be writing, they'll be in the most simplified way. Okay, so they'll be in the most simplified way. There will not be any complexity. Is that right? So I hope you understood this. This is very important. So I'll just put a small break here and I'll ask you if you have any doubts, because this is the basic. If you don't understand this, we cannot proceed further. It's very, very important. Is it fine till now? Anyone is having any doubts? Any doubts? Sir, can you please repeat the basic conditions? Yeah, fine. Sure. Okay, one more thing I want to say. Don't hesitate. You can ask questions, whatever you want. We will have a great time with this subject. Okay, we will enjoy with this subject. Don't worry about it. this will be there in your brain. You need not sit before the books and mug up the things or do something this and that. This will be there in your brain. It is my duty. But the thing is, you need to cooperate. You need to follow with me so that you will get these things into your brain. Is that right? But the thing is, you can ask your super seniors or everyone. They will tell you that how much this subject is important. This is very important when you are attending a technical interviews or anything. For all the things, this is very important. So ensure that you are putting your 100% concentration on this. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay. So Dinesh Kumar has asked. So I'll repeat this again. Those who are having doubts, you can again recall it. Okay. Basic conditions. So whatever operations we do on linked list, we should not violate these basic conditions. So now linked list is a collection of nodes. So for the first node, we have one pointer which points to the first node in the list. So that is called header. At any cost, I should not modify this. Only when I am deleting this first one, then it can go to the second one, because after deleting this becomes the first node. So that is the first rule. Header is a pointer which points to the first node in the list. So whatever operations I do, I should not modify header such that it moves to the some other element. So that is the first rule. The second one is, if list is empty, nothing is there in the list, how you will identify that the list is empty? The condition is your header will be equal to null. The condition is your header will be equal to null. If your header is null, then the list is empty. Okay. The third condition is every node next field will contain the address of next node, but the last node next field will be null, indicating that it is the last node. After this, there is nothing. After that, there is nothing in the list. After that, there is nothing in the list. That's why there will be null in the list. Is that fine? So these are the three basic rules which we need to follow. Okay. So one important point is, whatever you want to do on this, you want to play with this linked list, you want to do whatever you want to thrash it, you want to remove the node, you want to insert the node, whatever you want to do, the only way is this one only. You have only this one pointer through which you will be doing everything. Without this pointer, we cannot do anything on the linked list. What is that? Without this pointer, I cannot do anything on the list. This is the only way for me to access the elements in the list or insert the elements in the list or do whatever I want. All the operations I'll be doing based on header only. Okay, so that's why it is very important. Is that right? So I hope you understood. We'll go to the operations. Before we go to the operations, we'll try to create the node. We'll try to create this node. How to create this particular node? Okay, now we'll see. So now this is data, and this is next. D also can keep it as small. This is data, and this is next field. You are having two fields. So now I am representing integers. I want to represent only numbers, data. So what I do is I'll make this as integers field. See, two different fields, both types are different. Whenever you want to store two different types, what type of data what type of data you will be using in your C? Okay, which one you will be using? You want to store different type of elements. What type of this thing you'll be using in your C language? Any answers? Yeah, fine, good. Yeah, fine. So whenever you want to represent different types of data, these two are heterogeneous. They are not of similar type. They are of different type. So whenever you want to represent a different type, we use structure in C language. So how you are going to do structure is, you use struct keyword, structure name. Okay, what name we'll give, we'll see later. So now you have two fields. One is data, another one is next. So now data, I want to represent numbers, so I declare it as int. Okay, what is next? What is next? Next is a pointer, as you said, so I'll put a star. Okay, now the question is, what type of pointer it is? What type of pointer it is? Can you tell what type of pointer it is? Okay, so now for this I'll give some name. Suppose for this I'll give list. Okay, I'll give it a name as list, or list also fine. I'll give some name list. Is it fine? So now before you fix this, I'll just give little hint to you. Star P, float, star Q, char, star R. Okay, now P is a pointer, Q is a pointer, R is a pointer. Sure. Why? We have star. And they are going to store the address. That is confirmed. So now, what does int star P say? What does int star P say? What does it say? So P is a pointer variable which stores the address of integer variable. Is that right? So now Q is a floating point pointer which stores the address of floating point variable, but the address is not floating point. What we are telling, which type of variables address it is going to store? R stores the address of a character variable. P stores the address of an integer variable. Q stores the address of a floating point variable. Next stores the address of next node in the list. So what is the name that we gave to the next node? It is list. So you have to say struct list. What is that? It is going to store, if you are getting confused, I'll make it as node itself for your convenience. Is that right? So that you, what type of address it is going to store? Struct node. So what type of address it is going to store? Another node address. So that's why I'm saying what type of this thing is node. Node is of struct node, this type. So I have to give struct node next. So this point is called, this one line we'll call it as self-referential structures. Whenever you have this one, we'll call them as self-referential structures. What is self-referential is, it refers to its same type. It refers to same type. That's why we'll call it as self-referential structures. A structure which contains a structure variable which is referring to itself, then we'll call it as self-referential structures. So next is a pointer which points to the same node on the list. Is it fine? Is it fine till now? Is it fine? For your simplification, I'll do one thing. Okay. So every time, whenever you see this star, you people get frightened. Okay, I know. So that's why what I do is type def struct node star. I will rename it as list. Okay, I hope you know this type def statement. What is the purpose of type def statement? So already something is there. To that I am giving new name. Already I have struct node. I am giving new name as list. Is that right? I am giving a new name as list. For your convenience sake, the pointer also I put inside. Okay, so that whenever I declare, I can just declare list. I need not declare struct node star every time. I need not give this. If I don't do this every time, whenever I declare a node, I should use struct node star node or header, something like this I have to do. Okay, so now what do you do is, so as we said, so first what we do, list header, we'll only declare a header and we'll make it as null because this is the starting point. List header is equal to null. We made it as null because nothing we have created. Once we create, we'll be updating this header. Okay. So whenever you use pointers, whenever we use pointers, you know that you are going to use dynamic memory. So for this dynamic memory, you are going to allocate. Okay. So now, I hope up to this it is fine. Up to this it's fine. So before we go to the operations, we'll see something called, okay. Or else we'll see. We'll go to the operations directly. Fine. We'll go to the operations. Operations on linked list. Operations on linked list. First one, insertion at front end. Second one is insertion at rear end. Third one is deletion at front end. So deletion at rear end. Deletion at rear end. The fifth one is display, or we'll call it as traversal. So other than this, insert anywhere, delete anywhere. Okay, these are the 7 operations that we'll be doing on the linked list. Insertion at front end, insertion at rear end, deletion at front end, deletion at rear end, display, or we'll call it as traversal, insertion anywhere, deletion anywhere. Is that fine? So now first we'll go with insertion at front end. Insertion at front end. Insertion at front end. Insertion at front end. Okay. So front end means at the beginning, starting. Okay, programmatic how to do, I'll give a demo later. So at present, you try to understand the concept, later on we'll go. Okay, so this will be null. So this is only, we'll call it as front end. So this is called front end and this is called rear end, back. So this is what we'll be doing. You have some elements 10, 20, 30. So this is your 100, this is your 200, this is your 300. This address will be here. This address will be here. Is that right? So now I have a header which points to this one. Header which points to the first node in the list. So now, whenever you are doing this, you need to consider 2 cases every time. Case 1. Another one is case 2. 2 cases you have to consider. One is when list is empty. When list is not empty. So what you should do when the list is empty and what you should do when the list is not empty. Is that right? So now, first of all, how will you identify that the list is empty? How will you identify that the list is empty? Any answers? How will you identify that the list is empty? Header is null. Yeah, fine. Okay. Hope others also following. Yeah, good. Super. So now the condition is if header is null, if my header is equal to null, my list is empty. Okay. So now one point that you have to remember is, see, I want to insert something. Suppose I want to insert 5 value int. I cannot insert 5 as it is. Okay, lighting is coming. So I want to insert some 5 into it. I cannot insert as it is. 5 should be in the form of a node. If it is in the form of a node only, I can insert it. Is that fine? So whenever it is in the form of a node only, I can insert it. Okay. So before we insert, before we consider this case 1 and case 2, what is that we have to do? Create the new node. with the data item. Whatever data item they gave, with that we have to create one node. How we create? By using your structure element. We create a node. After creation only, we'll consider these two cases, case 1 and case 2. Okay, we have created a new node. See, we have created a new node. So I have created a new node. Is that right? I gave it a name as new node, for example, or new node. The name of it is new node. By default, what we do, otherwise creation, I'll write here. Otherwise creation. That would be more better. Okay, creation, I'll write here. So first thing that you have to do is whenever you go to the creation of new node. Okay, so what is that we do is new node. Okay. To refer the fields in the node, we use arrow because pointer. Pointer means we will be using arrow symbol. New node data. Data is equal to the value that they give. For example, I think that it is stored in a variable called item. So new node data is equal to this thing. Similarly, new node next. Everything is small. Next, we have two fields. I created a node. Creation I am not writing. You have to do using dynamic memory allocation. Either malloc or calloc functions in your C language you have to use and do it. So now new node data is equal to item. New node next is equal to, by default, will store null. Is that actual item which you want to store, we'll put it in the data, and the next field will make it as null. This is how we are going to create a new node. Is it right? The first case is your list is empty. Nothing is there in the list. Then what happens? This is your new node. This is your first node. Since nothing is there, this is your first node. So previously your header was null. Now header is equal to new node. That's it. Header is equal to new node. This itself will become your new node. This itself will become your first node. Sorry. This itself will become your first node. Since nothing is there in the list, whichever you are creating newly, that itself is your new node. Okay. I hope you understood the first case. So header is null. So I have done like this. So this next case is I have elements like this. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 100, 200. For understanding purpose, I have taken this values 100 and 200. Does not mean that every time you will have 100 and 200. So I created a new node 5. So this is my new node. Okay. Now what I have to do? So this is my header. Okay. Now two things I have to do. One, what is that I have to do? New node next field should contain the address of this one. Then after that, what I have to do? I have to make it as header. I have to make this as header. This is second step. Two steps I have to do. Remember, first thing is new node next field. I have to store the address of header node, and this new node itself I have to make it as header. How we did here. Okay. So see the first step that I am doing. So new node next is equal to, how I can get the header address. Header itself will contain this 100. So I'll say header. So then what happens? 100 will get stored here. This gets linked like this. Okay. So what is the second step? Second step, what we'll do? Now we'll make header is equal to new node only. This itself will become my header. This itself will become my header. I hope you understood. So already list is containing elements. I have created a new node. So now I should insert this at the beginning. So whenever I bring it here, so this next should contain the address of this one. So the address of this one is nothing but header. So new node next equal to header. So this link is over. Next, what I have to do, since I have inserted at the beginning, my header should point to this one now. So now what I do, header is equal to new node. Header equal to new node. These are the two steps that you have to do. Is that fine? Did you understand?